Hello tubers and welcome to part 15. These are really starting to add up now. Right up to date with all the videos on YouTube. I came to the caravan park in Lagana and yeah, they had really good Wi-Fi, so I got about 4 or 5 videos up straight away. Anyway, let's get into this. This is Platypus House at Beauty Point. Amazing little creature, the platypus. There's nothing like it on the rest of the planet. But just in themselves, their cultures and the way they are, they're just incredible. Their young come in eggs, yet they're a marsupial, I think. Highly poisonous. And here's the interesting thing. There is no antidote. Reason being that each individual animal's poison is different. Exactly like how we have different thumbprints. They are all different. So they reckon if you get stung by one, it is very painful. It can last for a week, a month, a year, forever. There's one lady that lasted in pain her whole life. So excruciating, I would imagine. They also had some echidnas here. You could get right up close with them. But I didn't touch them, obviously. But yeah, very tame. And yeah, weren't bothered by people at all. The platypus are a different story. You're not allowed to interact with them in any way, just because of what they are. But yeah, really good, really worth a visit. Yeah, so once again, amazing Australian animals. Coming up, guys, it was right next door to it, Seahorse World. This place is also well worth a visit. It's what they actually do is they breed seahorses here. I think it's one of the only places, or the only place in the world. They have a massive worldwide clientele. A lot of them go to aquariums or for pets around the world, that sort of thing. I think there is also a market in China for food for them, but I think it's very heavily regulated, very specialist in the way it's done. It was over my head. But yeah, amazing stuff the guy was telling me, and these are worth a fortune. But beautiful little creatures, and actually the male carries the young. If you look at some of them, they've got a big fat belly, much like the person talking, and yeah, he proudly displays that. And the females, of course, put the young in his belly, and he carries them, and they have like about 1,100 of them. So amazing, but. I'm going to say it, Tubes. I'm going to be a little bit out of line here. It was ruined a little bit by a heap of kids. Now, I don't care how that sounds. I was trying, as was others, trying to listen to what the tour guide had to say. It was very interesting, but kids jumping on things and screaming and yelling, and it ruined it. If that makes me a miserable old bastard, that's fine. I don't care what you think. I think there's a time and a place, and having never been a parent, I can't comment, but I would like to. I reckon I could say whose the fault is, and yeah, I don't really care how you take that, but it ruined it for what was very interesting. But anyway, yeah, so that's that, and it won't spoil my holiday. Just a couple of tugboats here, obviously up the Tamar River or Tamar Inlet, whatever they call it. They get a lot of heavy shipping just over the water. You could see there all the pine chips and that once again. So yeah, I like having a look at the ships. Also here, tubers, is what is called Batman Bridge, and this is just over the Tamar River, and it sort of connects the West Tamar Highway to the East Tamar Highway, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that was worth a quick look. Always interested in a bit of engineering and that sort of thing. Tubers, this is a place called Grindelwald, something like that. It's a little, I would call it a outer suburb of Launceston, I suppose. I didn't see any real shops or anything, but they have this little Swiss village all set up for the tourists, and they've got cabins and all sorts of things, and it's all very Swiss and European. Yes, it'd be great for the kids to muck about in and that sort of thing. Sort of reminds me of one of those places on. Have you ever seen that film National Lampoon's Vacation, where the Griswolds would go? So yeah, just that sort of touristy little thing. But yeah, there's a golf course and a few restaurants, that kind of thing. I suppose it's worth a look if you're into that sort of thing. It's not really my scene, but yeah, nice at the way they've done it. And apparently, all the local houses have to when they're built have to be done in a Swiss style. So there you go. What an amazing place this is, tubers. This is right in the heart of Launceston, called Cataract Gorge. Naturally occurring thing. Well, obviously it's naturally occurring. I think it was volcanic activity or something like that, and the water found its way from there. But this is one of those places where cameras just do not do it justice. They've done it up beautifully. I mean, for something here for all ages, big swimming pool and that, and that sort of thing, for the kids and that. But there's something here for everyone. Lots of walks. Far more extensive and far more interesting than the ones I've been on. But yeah, what a beautiful place. And yeah, once again, well worth a visit. Also, you can actually walk up to it or drove up. I chose to drive. Is what was known as the Duck Reach Power Station, and this was the first hydroelectric plant in Australia and one of the first in the world. So they say, yeah, Launceston was the first to have, sort of electric light by hydroelectricity. So, yeah, very old place, decommissioned in 1950, I think they said, but it was wiped out in, pretty sure it was 1929. Apparently they had massive floods. Now, when you look up the gorge in some of these shots, and you can imagine what this would look like in flood. That is a hell of a lot of water, and there would be no stopping it. The power of water under those sorts of circumstances is just amazing. And yeah, so this place was nearly wiped out, but they rebuilt it and continued on. But yeah, as I said, decommissioned in the 55, I think they said, for a much more modern and efficient hydro electric scheme. Must be further upstream or whatever it was. Oh yeah, this is the South Esk River, I think it was called, the Esk River, or South Esk. Yeah, so yeah, for a much more efficient scheme. But nonetheless, beautiful piece of history, and yeah, I think, as I say, the first hydroelectric scheme in Australia. So there you go. Well, tubers, that is part 15. A little bit, about a minute or two short of this one. Normally I make them about 10 minutes. It's been about 9, but by the time I finish crapping on, it'll be 10. Yeah, tomorrow we're out of Lagana. We're going to move up the road to Georgetown and have a bit of a look around there. Then we'll come back down through Launceston and just start slowly heading up towards Devonport and that, because we've got to be on the ferry on the 4th. Today's the 21st, so we've got a few days. But yeah, so anyway, it's been a good one, this one. And yeah, we'll look forward to talking to you in part 16 very, very shortly. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.